Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. And today this is me just giving thanks. Guys, this is gonna be the last video for January, and I wanna just have more of a conversation with y'all. Just talking. Like there's not gonna be no me screen sharing anything. This is just me having a conversation with my fellow subscribers. First thing, shout out to my whole Boost in Motion family that been literally continuing to watch every video I put out this month. I put out a video every day talking about different topics in the automotive world, and I'm going to continue to do so on top of adding more content. You guys want me to be driving the car, I will do that. You guys want me to go to automotive events and car shows, I will be doing that this year. I'm taking this even more serious. But the thing is, some of you who've been here for quite a long time know that I made some content that was very exciting, racing and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't have that lifestyle anymore. And or if you don't know, I live in New York City, New York. We don't have an automotive community. And what I mean by that is we don't have huge amount of places to do car things. If you live down south, Midwest, or just anywhere outside of major metropolitan cities, you have more car culture. Now, we do have plenty of automotive enthusiasts here. It's just that the space for us to go and have fun and doesn't really exist. I mean, you guys might see shout out to Rock NYC and other Instagram famous people and celebrities, many celebrities. They're in the automotive world. Yeah, there's nighttime stuff that they do. You have, I would say, even shout out to Shake the Block and a couple other people who slide the cars. That's not even anything big anymore in New York City. Like they literally, we're now in a space and place where the automotive culture in New York City is pretty much dying or is damn near dead. And to be an automotive YouTuber in a metropolitan city is one of the hardest. And some of the guys who've been with me for years know I've complained about this. That's why you've seen my content switch more over from being outside doing things to now just being inside. Now, also, I don't have a VR30 anymore. I don't have a Q50. I don't have a Q60. I've talked about cars I've been looking to purchase for the channel, and I'm still looking at purchasing. If you guys don't already know, I have a Mercedes E63S that I recently purchased, and I used to be a Mercedes C63 owner also. So even when I've been going into that spectrum, I've been a little temperamental with the C63, but now with the E63, I do want to go more outside. I do like the controllability of that car. I think that car is more of a top tier level car, and I'm gonna work my way into the Mercedes crew and see if I can actually get some more subscribers and viewers and people who bang with me because I got a Mercedes. I want to try to get my knowledge up on Mercedes vehicles, so that I can be able, once again, to give out informative information. I think the biggest problem, the Achilles heel with the Infiniti community is, listen, I'm still a Nissan Infiniti enthusiast, but I think that some people believe that they're going to stay in this car forever. And I know plenty of people who came into this platform super loving the VR30, and then they left, and they're like, screw it. Literally, they like screw the VR30 platform. But I also know people who came in here with much love and say, listen, I like this platform, but I want to continue to progress. I know people who came in here used to have a Q50 and they end up in a Ferrari. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy how as we are automotive culture, we're supposed to experience cars, experience them. We don't have to keep them for the rest of our life. As people ask me, Boost, are you going to get back in the VR30 in the future? I said, I don't want to get back in the Q50, Q60 because I did it already. I would like to try a Nissan Z if I can be able to get one for MSRP. But until then, I don't want to get back in the VR30 community. I had two Q50s, 3.7 and 3.0T. Now, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't mind getting back in the Q50 again. It's just that will I be getting it for a daily driver or to make the same modifications again? No, not necessarily. Or break records? No, not really. There's so much other people out there who've broken so much records. Like, what would I want to come out there and do? I think the Q50 is a great car, 93 tune on stock turbo and some bolt-ons and a heat exchanger. I think it's a good 500 horsepower car. If you want to make it 6, 7, 800 horsepower, yeah, kudos to you. Definitely do it. Then now you could really be up there messing with those more higher horsepower cars. But anybody that's in the Q50, Q60 community that has a VR30 knows this one thing. Once you start spending that money and dumping money in, you want to hang out with the big dogs. And what you realize, the big dogs eat. They eat what they kill. And that's some of the things that you'll start noticing that, yeah, that platform, the VR30 platform is dope, but to make it on that 800, 900, 1,000 horsepower territory, you're going to have to spend some cash. And you have to love this platform to be able to stay in it that long to actually spend that amount of money. It was, I would say, for my older guys who are watching, because the newer guys, no disrespect to y'all, but I'm gonna be very clear. You guys are growing up in a day and age where 500 horsepower is like the standard. Like it's nothing now. Like 500 horsepower now is like our 300 horsepower. 500 horsepower to you guys now is like the standard, but back in the day, like 10 years, I would say 10 years ago, 300 horsepower was like what five. Okay, I'm messing it up on video. I want to be very clear. 500 wheel horsepower 10 years ago used to be like our top tier thing. We were like, oh my God, if I would just make 500 wheel horsepower, we'll be pretty fast, right? But now the new 500 wheel horsepower is like 700. Unless you're making like 700 wheel horsepower, you're really not considered fast anymore. So the newer guys, you guys get this 500 wheel horsepower Q50, and you're like, oh my God, this is this isn't fast like that, because but you guys understand we had to deal with 330 wheel horsepower 10 years ago, and that to us was like, oh man, we're actually fast. So it's crazy now that the standard is, if you ain't making 500 horsepower, don't even talk to me, seriously. And this is almost for almost any automotive platform, depending on the car you get. So it's crazy that to continue to see this in the last 20 something years. Now moving forward, some people want to know more about the E63s, and in the next upcoming videos, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to get more deep into the E63s, E63, and more of the Mercedes talk. I'm still going to be talking about Infinities. I'm still going to be talking about automotive news and everything, but I'm still going to start giving more informative information about that. And those cars are godly. I mean, they make a hell of a lot of power, but once again, that weight restriction, that 4,400 pounds, definitely takes away from the driving experience. So the car can make 700 wheel horsepower, but if it's a Hellcat tank, as much as I made fun of Hellcats, the same thing applies here. So it is what it is. Now I'm part of more of the cruiser, and one of my commenters, shout out to one of the subscribers, he said like, "Yo, you just wanted a fast daily boost. Sounds like you want a fast, comfortable daily." And honestly, because my lifestyle continued to change. I'm getting older. I don't have any kids. I'm not married or anything like that. It's just that also I want to remember, everything's just off the head here, guys. I'm just talking with y'all. What I realize is that the Q50 gang is dope, and don't get offended when I say this, because I never really purchased cars so much for the name. I purchase cars for what they look like and for what they can do, and I always like performance. I want a performance and not really so much aesthetic, but it's still got to be a good looking car, right? And I always like Nissans and Infinities, because I believe they were the good mix between performance and some luxury and some standard equipment and a good bang for its buck. Once I got into the Mercedes C63 community and learning that, I realized that image matters and people treat you a little differently because of so. And I never really noticed it. I'm not saying I'm doing this stuff for others. No, I like things for myself, and I want my cars to look good. But once I went to the C63 community, I'm like, okay, there's not as much knowledgeable owners out here. There is some intelligent AMG owners out there that's been in this for 20, 30, 40 years. But what I'm saying is, most of them are not like Infinity guys. Infinity guys want to make the cars powerful, and they want to know more information. When you come to the Mercedes platform, there's not much information. There's not much people who are knowledgeable. Everyone just does the same stuff and really just don't really. I want to say they're just more into the style and the name of the car, like C300 owners. No disrespect to y'all, but oh my God, I got a C300. I made it. No, you didn't. It's just a C300. It's the same price as a Q50 brand new. Like the same price. So stop it. Stop the nonsense. But because of that, because of the prestige and name, people treat you different. And especially in automotive crews. So the C300, the C63 was a great car, and you could get it about $50,000 now for like a 2016, 2017. And I've been telling people, yo, if you can, just hop into that if you don't mind the real drive life. It is a different performance of car, and there's a lineage there. There's just like there's a lineage and respect behind the GTR. It exists for the C63 or AMG name too. So knowing that my image matters and I want to go into a higher level and meet more people, have more of a broader audience, I needed to make this step, and that's why I happened to Mercedes gang. If you just put up the hashtags of like Infinity, or you look up, there's so much more topics for Mercedes gang. Like the fact that the E63S or 63 is popular across the world, Infinity Q60, Q50 is really not. just I want to also give an honorable mention. Shout out to Mod to Fame. He said it years ago. He says, "Yo, Q50s are irrelevant," and he was right. I said, "Nah, nah, not really. It shouldn't be based on that. It should be based on the power level." Like, but he still is right. Um, we had to put the work in, and now it is relevant. The Q50s are now relevant. We understand it, but I think in the next upcoming future, I think they're going to be overshadowed because of the Nissan Z, and I think that kind of sucks. The fact that the Nissan Z, when people start modifying them, making them fast, it's going to be completely overshadowed, and it's going to take away from all the hard work and dedication of all the owners in the Q50 Q60 platform, all the tuners, everybody who put in the work to make the Q50 Q60 fast, and then the Nissan G just comes and just takes the crown. And I think that's what's going to happen, and I see it's going to happen really soon, and that kind of sucks, man. It really sucks, and it is disheartening. It is disheartening. Like, I know I might be jumping all over the place, but I just want to just keep it 100, just have a conversation, just talk with you guys and get stuff off my mind of what I see and what I understand. Um so knowing that image, it's like Infinity did such a terrible job at just promoting the Infinity Q50 Q60. Like, I still sit there and think, why didn't they give this car an optional red seats? The Q60 got it. Why didn't you just give it to the Q50 at one point? The fact that I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I'm saying Lexus offered red seats for their IS, like red seats, and you couldn't offer it for the Q50. Like, but then your Ultima and Maxima guys had an optional red seat. It's like these simple things, like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, like these little things they could have just done to make it better. Make more people care about it. The fact that there was little tweaks they could have done to just bring more brand attention. Like, for instance, let's use what BMW does. BMW gives you, let's say, let's talk about the M3. They'll give you the standard M3. Here, we have an M3 for you. Oh, here's an M3 competition. And then they say, hey, let's what? We got an M3 CS now. You see, and I really wish they would have done something like that for the Infiniti Q50 Q60. They they said, "Hey, here's the standard 300 horsepower version. Okay, cool. Here is the Red Sport 400 version. Super dope." And I wish they would have went to another level and not necessarily make a M3 competitor, but they could have said, "Hey, here's the rather than make a black Opal editions or all this nonsense. Let's give you an IPL version. Here is a Q50 IPL version. It would have been super dope, and just make the IPL edition, stiffer sway bars in the rear, better tires maybe from factory, maybe some different aesthetics, and bump the horsepower up to like 300, like not 300 horsepower, 30 horsepower, 30 40 horsepower. Just give people more of that. Even some Infinity stuff from the catalog. Like something that would have spruced it up, but they did such a terrible job. And anyone who's been on this community know that Infinity some years ago we're gonna go to parallel hybrid drivetrains. And it's crazy. I was talking about that 4 years ago, and 4 years now, they never implemented it. And we're now in this day and age of trying to force everyone to go full EV. And the fact that full EV is getting pushed so hard, not even hybrids, is super confusing to me. And honestly, Infinity, I don't even know what they're gonna do. The Q50 needs to die. No disrespect, but it's been out since 2014. It's 2023. Come on, we're doing some 370Z nonsense here. Why is it still out? Same thing for the Q60. Was supposed to be scrapped after 1 year, then they still made it for the next year. They can't even keep up. They're just making the same thing for the GTR. The GTR only sold in Q4 of 2022. One GTR was sold. Stop it. And then you guys updated it for 20 whatever. It's a dying brand, man. And they have some newer cars that are selling, more the CUVs and crossovers. Understand, CUV and crossovers are what's killing the modern sports car and sports sedan, because majority of people buy those things. That's the American market. That's kind of not the world market, but the American market, and that's where it's headed. So brands are always going to put money and time into what brings them a cash on cash return. That's just the way business is. But but at one point, I think they don't understand that the GTR, the 350Z, the G35, these cars brung people in because they said, you know what? I had a conversation with my friend the other day. He has a Quest that he daily drives, and we were working or whatever on the car, whatever, right? And I reminded him, I was when he popped the hood, I said, "Oh shit, the Quest comes with a 3.5 liter VQ." And it reminded me, I said, "Wait, hold on. This is the same 3.5 liter that was in a Q50. I mean, not Q50, 350Z and Maxima, and those both came in a 6-speed manual automatic. Think about it. Nissan had the same motor, just slightly modified in all their vehicles. That's how easy the assembly line was. Now, when you look at Infiniti, right, that's not the case. Q50, Q60, VR30. You have the smaller CUVs with the 4-cylinder variable compression ratio motors, turbo with a CVT transmission. Then you have the bigger vehicles, which comes with the 3.5 newest edition of VQ motor with a 9-speed automatic. And then you have the largest, the QX80 or whatever, still having the 5.6 V8 motor. And I think they either going to go to a 9-speed or still 7-speed. Their assembly line is terrible. I don't know why they never implemented the VR30 in any of their QX55, QX60, or QX70 models. The motor was there, and the motor's still going to be around because you have that same motor, right, that you have in the Nissan Z now. The Nissan Z is going to run for the next possibly 5 years. So this motor's not going anywhere, but they didn't cross-pollinate that motor into the other vehicles, which once again makes me super upset. Super upset. They should have implemented this stuff into the other vehicles and maybe sprinkled a little bit, into, well, I mean, they did it to Nissan Z now. I don't know what other motors they would have cars they would have put in the Nissan platform. But now knowing the next GTR is going to be possibly a hybrid motor, where they're thinking about emissions for across the world, so they're probably going to come down from the 3.8 to the 3 liter. So we may see a beefed up VR motor. All the stuff that they learned from the VR motor, from the VR38 to the VR30 3.0 motor they have in the Nissan Z, they might just put a smaller version that's just beefed up to take a lot of beating, but it's also going to have a hybrid drivetrain system, which remember they use in the black Q60 Black S. That car that their prototype they never came out with that used F1 technology. So, man, I really just went all over the place, man. This was just a video of just me talking, and at the end of the day, like, these are thoughts that go through my head, man. I see it, I understand it. I look at the writings on the wall. I try to understand how can I also, once again, jumping all over the place, how can I become a better content creator? How can what other content creators are doing, right, that are making them stand out? What are other content creators that's been around a short period of time and what made them explode? And what I would say on video is there's some content creators that use bots. Some people call me hating, but they use bots. You can purchase bots to get your views up and get your subscribers up. This is not promotion. This is literally hacking the system. And people said I'm hating. There are some YouTubers who I complete are utter garbage, or I don't want to say garbage. They're not entertaining as you really think they are. You're like, okay, they're cool, and they have so much amount of people that follow them. Like, think about it like this, right? We give people, what is it called? It's called, I forgot what it's called, the specific term. But if a person, we rate a person's status based on how much people watch them, right? So if a person has 1 million followers on Instagram, you're like, okay, this guy must be important because he has 1 million followers on Instagram. So we rate the person's status based on how much people they can connect with. So when you see a YouTuber that has like 1 million subscribers, and an automotive YouTuber, you'll be like, oh, okay, you're more entitled to watch him because it seems like he's has a certain status, right? Right? And that's how humans interact. I have 40,000 subscribers, and I remember when I had 4. And I remember when I had 400. Only thing I kept doing was putting in the work. All I kept on doing is making videos, giving you guys DIY videos, and showing what parts I recommend using and why I use it and if it's good or not good to use. And then I branched off from that into now I'm sitting here doing commentary. And once again, I'm going to get back outside, but I'm an older guy now. I'm not doing as much. I'm not getting as dirty as anymore, and my cars have now changed. But when you look at other YouTubers and you sit there and say, man, you got 1 million subscribers, but you got 10,000, 15,000 views on your last video from last month. Are they really viewers? Are they really your loyal following? I mean, I'm being honest with anyone on video. Are they really your loyal following? You got 1 million subs, but you get 10,000 views. Come on. But then you have someone who may have, for instance, 40,000 subs, but then they get like 50, 60,000 views. Once again, you got to look at it like sub versus view count. What is really relevant? And as much as I want to sit there and say this, subscribers kind of give you the first glance. It's like a cover letter of a resume. Oh my God, I have 1 million subscribers. People are like, okay, that's good. Check off. I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. Oh, good. That's good. Check off. I have this amount of people on TikTok. So people automatically think, okay, he's of status. He has work. Cool. But then you got to look down and you break down the other demographics. Well, I have 1 million subscribers, but then I get like 10,000 views on each one of my videos. It's like, okay, wait, hold on. That's like 1%. Like, hold on. What are we talking about? That's like 1% of your viewers that check out your video. And even then, I'd rather have 1,000 strong that bang with me at 40,000, period. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, something's wrong there. Oh, I got this amount of followers on Instagram, 100,000 followers, but I only got 300 likes on my last video I put up or picture. Come on. Something's wrong here. But then you have people who have all of this and somehow everything's inflated. You're like, okay, you have 100,000 followers. You have 100,000 followers here, but you got 1 million likes. And it's like, okay, what's so dope about this content? You go look at it like, yo, who's this random person? Like, this is not even a real account. This account is a fake account on Instagram. Oh, this is not even a real comment on this YouTube comment. Like, this is a bot here because you can click on it and they're bots, and some of their responses are very similar. People don't understand. I'm saying some stuff on video because it may some people may think I'm hating. I'm just talking, but like, I want you guys to know a lot of their subscribers, a lot of these big YouTubers, no, the ones that we really look up to, you're like, man, this content's pretty different, but 3 million different? And you look at other YouTubers, you know, that have been out for a while. And I'm just going to use example of YouTubers that I think are dope YouTubers that have been around for, or companies, 1320, Tavarish, Doug DeMero. Like, these YouTubers have a specific niche in the automotive crew, and it took them a while to get where they're at, right? And even then, they could drop a video and only get like 20,000 or 50,000 views on one video, or 150,000 views, but they got 2-3 million subscribers. But then you look at some other YouTubers and they drop a video and under 2 days you got 3 million views, and you're automotive YouTuber. You understand how hard it is to get that amount of views, and then your content isn't not unless you like blow up a car, light it on fire. You just got your car and put like headers on it. Like, come on. You got 3 million views. But then you look at other YouTubers that have that same car and they're not doing what you're doing. Come on, man. I see this stuff and I call it out. And I'm not dropping any names because I dropped a name last time. If you guys don't know, y'all write it below who I'm talking about. I don't care. Like, I think I'm at that point that I want to disrupt this automotive shit. Like, I want to really talk my shit on video. Because I believe in all other parts of YouTube, people are super nice, but there's still competition. You want to outwork the next person. And I think in automotive YouTube, we're not doing that. We're not disrupting each other. Like, we're not disrupting other people in the community, period. We're like, oh, you're doing your stuff over there. We're doing stuff over there. No, we're car people. Why are we not at the track? Why are we not in the streets racing each other? I talk shit about you, talk shit about me. Let's go handle it on the street. But everyone's super nicey nice. I think that's one of the reasons why people like bang on me at one point, because I was talking shit to Mopar guys. I was talking shit to BMW guys because it made some kind of camaraderie between us. A group like I'm here and here, and you gotta disrupt. You gotta when you pick a team, when it comes to controversy, it brings more views. And I get it. I know I can stir it up. I can stir the pot. I can stir that pot. But don't worry. Don't worry. We'll see real soon. We'll see real soon because your boy Boost wants to continue to grow. And I'm thankful that this YouTube has continued to grow slowly. And I'm very appreciative of every single subscriber that says, you know what, his content was super helpful. Click. I'm very thankful. And I'm very thankful for any viewer that you don't even subscribe to my channel and say, you know what, this is a cool video. I like him, but I don't want to subscribe to him. Maybe I'll catch him a little later in the algorithm. And that's okay too. And I get it. That's why I keep putting out consistent content every day or every 2 days, and as I will say last year. But this year, I'm gonna try my best to do every day. Maybe hard because some of it is reporting the news. Some of you guys find it boring, but at the end of the day, some of you guys are thankful and appreciative of me giving my honest opinion on things that's going on in the world of the automotive community. And y'all want to know a little bit more than just infinities. You know what I'm saying? So outside that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I really appreciate you guys for always banging with your boy Boost. I know some of this may be some run-on sentence or more emotional, and you honestly don't want to watch me right now, and I get it. But if you made it to this part, thank you, man. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time that you guys choose to spend with me, and much blessed into 2023. Let's keep working. Let's keep cooking. And thank you. So you already know what to do. I think I said it. Add me at boostinmotion.g, Facebook. Also, I have an email at boostinmotion@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thank you.